perhaps you can do the intro today since you're here.
Hi all, it's Melzy here from Bexy's PC. Just thought we'd give Primordia a go. It's one of the 5-year-old game that we used to play many years ago.
Well, 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
So I played this when it first came out. I really liked it because I used to love Space Quest and King's Quest and
Adventure games also.
Police Quest. That's the other one. Yeah, and I still really like them. So I've been really enjoying some of the ones that are coming out. Like, what was the other one? You know what? I can't think of what the other one was called.
Paradigm.
I haven't played Paradigm yet, but that is one I might look at playing. It's a bit funny, but
Corny. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, obviously I'm Bexy, and both of us are here today to go into Primordia. I played it a long time ago, so I'm not sure how good my memory is, but we'll certainly give it a go, and we'll get into it. Anyway, enough chatting. Enough chatting. We'll remove the first one.
Nice artwork. Creepy looking monster.
Almost there. One more setting. And one more piece of the unique is operational.
One down, 1 million to go. Speaking of which, boss, I found exactly none of the parts you wanted. A whole day at the junk pile, and all I turn up are a locker and some stupid conduits. Maybe next time. Boss, are you sure you got those settings right?
That came from down in engineering. Let's go.
Alrighty.
Let's head to engineering.
I guess we'll head down. So I really like the artwork in this. Such a pixelated game, but it looks just fantastic.
There's no time for that.
Okay, so I have a little bit of memory from this game, but 5 years is a long time.
Boss?
Crispin, get behind me. Who are you and what do you want? Power.
I think he wants the power core, boss.
Stop right there. This ship belongs to me.
Forfeit. Enemy. Plunder.
I don't think he's too keen on private property.
Get away from the power core.
Forfeit.
Boss? Boss? Horatio? Come on, Horatio, wake up!
Ugh.
Whew, you're okay.
What happened?
Well, Big Ugly threw you out of the ship. And then he said plunder, again. And then he left with our power core.
Assad.
Yep,
How much charge have you got?
10%. You?
I'll be fine. We just need to get the emergency generator up and running.
Or we could just go to Metropole, city of glass and light. Free energy for one and all.
Don't believe everything you hear. Metropole is trouble. But if you want to go, you've got free will and a maglev unit.
With that guilt subroutine you put in me, I wouldn't even make it halfway.
Actually, with a 10% charge, you wouldn't even get that far. So I suggest we get the generator working.
You and your projects.
Man built us to build, Crispin. Now, come on.
Okay, we can use Crispin on certain things. And coming back to this, I understand some of the things he's saying compared to when I played it last time. And I don't think Scraper gets many second dates with that sort of vocabulary or attitude.
No. Plunder. Yeah, no.
Definitely full of one-liners, that guy.
Yep. I
Anyway,
definitely wouldn't date it.
I must have dropped the data pouch when I was thrown out of the Unique. Assad, its memory got wiped. Easy enough to add the good old junk pile's coordinates back in, though.
okay, so now we're going to have map in that. I like the way that the blue screen of death is their swear word.
Yeah, Assad.
I can't pick that up. I can't move this without some kind of crane, which I certainly don't have time to build now. It's
The big engine that couldn't.
It's one of the Unique's turbines. Crispin Horatio built, version 1. There'll be version 2 once I put some arms on him. He's my best and only friend.
You know, boss, if you're ever wondering what I would do, feel free to just ask.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, Crispin talks enough that he's... Why would you want to ask him more questions? 'Cause he doesn't shut up. Okay, so we got to get the generator running.
It's a segment of Gordium electrical conduit.
There's also something I noticed with the artwork. When they get up closer, it reminds me of Ren and Stimpy, how from a distance everything's just sort of pixelated and basic, but when they zoom in with a really detailed image, it's really detailed, like Scraper's claw. Looks almost like a crab up close, but at a distance it just looks like a sort of basic robot claw, sort of like Ren and Stimpy when they have faces and you get up close and they're all gross and horrible.
Or SpongeBob.
Or SpongeBob.
There's
SpongeBob's
supposed to be a power-bearing conduit between this socket and the ship, but I never got around to putting one together.
Now who's the procrastinator?
It's not going to do anything until the generator's fixed. Crispin, when I told you to find a new spark plug, did you just shove my conductive putty into the old one?
Maybe.
No wonder the generator isn't working. At least the putty is still good. The generator is missing a spark plug. There's supposed to be a power-bearing conduit between this socket and the ship, but I never got around to putting one together.
It's good. Emergency generator, but he never
It's
got
the
around to
generator's ignition switch.
Fixing it.
putting it together. Very clever. Now I will say something. I don't really want to spoil the game, but Unique, for people that are watching this later, is actually the top half of Horus, but he can't read the bottom half. See, Horus.
Yeah, it is too.
You'll understand that later in the game, and if you don't know that, you don't realise that until you might not notice it at all.
There's no way I can reach that.
Let's see if we can get Crispin
Could you
together.
grab that lantern?
Sure thing, boss.
He's got no
I always
arms.
wanted to be able to fly. That's why I built
So he
you
just
a
pushes it
magnet
off.
unit.
Not so that you could store tools on hard-to-reach ledges.
Well, that too. The hatch is unresponsive.
Ooh,
More Gordium conduit.
I'd love to see, like, you wouldn't want to spoil it, but I'd love to see a high-res version of this sort of game. 'Cause it looks awesome.
It's too dark to see the ladder rungs.
It's too dark to see the ladder rungs. Really? That's the excuse. I've got a lantern, but I don't know if it'll work. Let's have a look.
This is no time for sitting around.
There it is.
It couldn't hurt to bring the gospel of man with us.
Gospel
Going
of
to
Man.
pray for a miracle, boss?
We are man's miracle, Crispin. Let's hope that's enough.
Love the way the robots treat man as God.
Good thing there's still some power in the circuit.
Boss, shouldn't you have thought of that before coming down here? We could have been stuck.
I could have just ridden you back to the deck.
Really?
No. Routing that much power to your maglev unit would cause it to explode.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. I couldn't find a working fuse to solve the problem.
I'm a floating bomb. I'm a floating bomb. Sweet.
Really? Did I want to come back up? Probably not. I know, but I just came back up.
So that's where you keep it.
Why were you looking for my plasma torch?
Yeah, I thought
No
there was
reason.
more. Mischief maker. I don't think I can go in there.
The
Can I?
controls for this hatch are unresponsive. The controls for this hatch are unresponsive.
Okay, we
I
get to
can't pick
click it
that up.
twice.
That piece of sheet metal really ties the room together, boss.
I'll explain to you. Right, left mouse button is action, right mouse button is look, so
Bedtime reading.
that's why getting different responses. So it's not click once and then get one response and click twice. Plasma torch. So the plasma torch, that's always good. It's used a lot for memory.
Pick up that.
I don't think I can pick it up. Maybe I can cut it. Hang on.
A sturdy cable.
No, apparently I can cut it. I can cut it.
Let's cut a little cable off.
Good memory. Oh dear. Here we go, here's some reading. In the beginning, all was still and silent. Then, man the ore builder spoke the word, and the word begat the code. And so the world began to spin. Thus dawned the primordium, the first age, the age of building. Man moved across the world and built many wonders. In the heavens he paved the sky roads, on the land he raised mystic towers, and in the dark depths he dug colossal caves. Most incredible of all were the many machines designed by man, but still the ore builder was not satisfied. Okay. So with both his hands man built a body of steel in his own image, and with his right hand he gave logic and memory. He gave with his left, and memory gave with his left. Then man said, "Now I will quicken this machine with the spark of power, and together we shall walk upon the earth." And it was done. Thus spun the world, and grew the code, and multiplied. I'm reading good tonight. And multiplied the living machines, and slowly passed the primordium. Who can count the versions and generations that marked that age? In time, the ore builder looked upon the many things he had built, the sky roads and mighty towers, and above all, the living machines. Weary with his labour, man sat himself beside the robots and said unto them, "For you, my children, I spoke the word and fired the engine of the world. For you I wrote the code, and you I gave logic and memory."
Then man, the ore builder, stood and took the machines in his hands and guided them to a great mountain top. Together they looked upon the world in its beauty. All this was made for you, and now unto you all this is given. Keep it, tend it, and make it flourish. And the ore builder fell silent and passed from the world, and so ended the primordium. We are lesser machines, built by those built by man. As we are but humble images of the ore builder, so he is the perfection of our forms, a machine of unbreakable form, endless memory, and absolute logic. For this we revere him, and speak the word, and keep the code, and tend the world he gave to us.
It's a very creepy looking robot.
Yes.
So I have to say, They certainly worship humans as a god. It's kind of funny though, because if you look at this and you look at various religions, and I don't want to get into religions because I don't care what people believe, it's very funny how something like this can be, made up and people believe it because it's just so long ago that they'll believe whatever's written. So it's very interesting. It's also hard to read because of the
Different writing.
It's not just that, it's the pixels are so big that it's hard to see what's what sometimes, like get and got before.
As you were saying about they definitely
Boss,
worship
are you ever gonna
man,
do
wouldn't
anything
you?
about that oil leak?
They created
Yes, after we recover our power cord.
Now who's making excuses?
No, I'm not that kind of person. You don't necessarily need to seek proof of your creator, but even then. Oh, robot
No,
head.
it's a robot's head.
Ah, I wanted a gumball. I wanted a gumball. I wanted a gumball.
Alright. I honestly can't remember where to go.
Blasted leaking gasket.
Is it blasted or leaking?
There's supposed to be a...
So let's head to the junkyard and take a look there. I should stop taking my glasses off, putting them back on.
It's 3 pieces of Gordium conduit. Unfortunately, one of them is completely corroded and worthless.
There's so much dialogue in this game.
There's a piece of Gordium conduit way back there.
I know how to do this one.
Crispin, can you go in there and get that piece of conduit?
I suppose.
I was gonna say that.
That I remembered.
You can't get in there.
Well, it's funny
That would have
because
been a lot easier with hands, boss.
that's why I remember. He pushes it out with his face. Right, so there's a lockbox here.
It's locked tight.
Now remember the train, there's nothing to do with the train. Even though it hints at not having power and all that sort of thing.
Let's see if this works.
Sorry, I just skipped a thing then. I remembered that the torch opens that little box.
Yeah.
Is that a spark plug, boss? Who locks up a spark plug?
Actually, I think that box was some kind of machine.
You killed it!
Recycled it.
First murder of the game.
First murder of the game.
Killed a poor box machine thing. Or is it one of those annoying machines where you switch the switch, it opens and turns itself off and closes? See, the door hints at being open.
It's locked tight.
Yeah, but you can't actually open it. I mean, unless there's like some sort of Easter egg and I don't know about it, but you can't actually open the train door, which is a shame.
If that red light went off, I bet the train would start going.
Crispin, sometimes I think you're trying to get me to waste time.
Who, me?
See, it's like that. That doesn't mean anything.
Boss, just think of all the brothers and sisters you could make for me from all that junk.
One of you is more than enough.
Have to agree with that one. Crispin doesn't like to shut up. So we got the spark plug, which is cool. Wherever a spark plug, there it
There it
is.
is.
Does it look like a spark plug?
Looks like a sword.
I thought it was because you got to get a crystal for this. I remember that, and or this I can't remember. I thought it was a crystal, and I wondered how we got it. That's the wrong thing anyway. I need to get back into the map.
Back to Unique.
I think so. It's sad that I'm playing some on memory. It's so much more fun to play this the first time round. Okay. Interesting thing to remember. What about... I think you used a plasma torch on these
Time
conduits.
for a little welding.
Will make sense.
Wow, that was easier than I thought it would be.
I don't think I have a plug though, do I? Please don't tell me we used the putty.
Futile.
No. But I didn't have a plug. I
That
thought
was
you
the
needed.
cable.
But I thought you needed the plug as well
Ah.
on the
yeah.
end. But I guess not. See, silly memory.
Generator. Yay.
That's so pretty.
Whew, I thought we were in trouble when Big Ugly stole our core. But just like that, problem solved.
The problem is not solved.
Well, I agree. The noise leaves something to be desired.
This is an emergency generator, Crispin.
Well, it was an emergency, boss.
It only runs for a few days, if that.
Oh. Well, do we have another one?
No. Which means it still is an emergency.
Well, in that case, first dibs on the recharge station.
Look at this thing.
So, what's the plan, boss?
We need to recover our power core.
Or we could just take the train to Metropole and live in luxury.
First of all, there is no train to Metropole. And second, even with full charges, we can't just walk there. But more importantly, I hate that city. It's in my core logic. I don't know why, but I can't change it.
Okay, okay. In that case, can't you just make us a new power core?
Yes, but I need some kind of strong energy source for that.
And you just make one of those too? I'm just asking.
No, but somewhere around here are the plans for an energy sensor.
That's awfully convenient.
I designed it a long time ago, before I made you. I even found a sodium iodide crystal to use in the sensor, though man alone knows where it's buried now.
Weary wanderers, come, join us in Metropole.
I like how the recharge station looks like a robot itself, like it would get up and walk if it could.
Yes.
I've
it
never been
does.
able to figure it out.
There's lots of
Hey, boss,
talking.
what do all these buttons and switches do?
I think there's some sort of defense mechanisms, but I can't figure them out.
Oh no, look at the shape of that.
Equal parts of the clear whole
Oh, I'll say something about that later.
An interlocking hatchway.
Yeah, I so needed to just look at it.
come, join us in Metropole.
That's all we have time for in this episode. We'll continue next time. We've already recorded it, so it shouldn't be too long before the next episode goes up. If you like this episode, or you like this video, please press the like button. If you'd like to see more videos our channel creates, please subscribe. If you'd like to help us out, please check our Patreon link in the video description. And I'll stop hitting my glass with my glasses, and we'll say goodbye. I'm Bexy.
I'm Mousy.
Bye.
Bye.